Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Wes Walz. I'm Audra Martin. After a tough loss here Tuesday night, the Minnesota Wild were looking to bounce back as they take on the Vancouver Canucks here at the XL Energy Center. It was a great team effort despite not having Zach Parise out on the ice because he was out with an illness. 12 different skaters found the score sheet, and they end up with a season-high 6 goals against the Canucks.
Yeah, and scoring first was going to be really, really important. Before tonight's game, the Minnesota Wild had 8 home games, and twice have only scored first. So you find yourself chasing games quite a bit here early in the season. So scoring first and executing around the net early in games, especially tonight, was very, very important. And really, the Vancouver Canucks on the back end of a really, really long trip. The Minnesota Wild did a great job of coming out ready to play and giving the Vancouver Canucks an excuse to jump on the plane and go home and see their family. And that's kind of how this one played out.
Well, tonight there was some line shuffling for Bruce Boudreau and the Minnesota Wild, and it worked like a charm. Mikko Koivu skating with Charlie Coyle and Nino Niederreiter, those three contributing to a big part of the 6-2 win. 6 shots alone from Charlie Coyle tonight. That is a season high for him, and when he has that shoot first mentality like we saw tonight, good things happen for Mr. Coyle.
I thought the first period especially was really good. I mean, I think he had 3 or 4 shots in the first period, and he doesn't usually shoot. So when he shoots, and he, his speed got him the first goal. And I thought he could have had a couple more.
So now the homestand continues on Saturday as the Wild welcome the Buffalo Sabres to town, which means, of course, taking on a very familiar face in Jason Pominville. And he and the Sabres are off to a good start. Phil Housley has his team playing some very good hockey out in Buffalo. This is going to be another good challenge here for the Wild. Yeah,
he does have him playing pretty good. A couple other familiar faces. A guy named Marco Scandella played here, played some really good hockey for the Minnesota Wild. He's here. Phil Housley, one of the best high school hockey players that's ever played in the National Hockey League. And a first overall pick in the National Hockey League, Rasmus Dahlin, is a defenseman for the Buffalo Sabres, and he's getting some outstanding tutoring from one of the best defensemen that have ever played in the National Hockey League. So hope he listens closely. He's an unbelievable young talent. I know there have been some people that have been comparing this kid to Nicholas Lidstrom. That's how dynamic he really is. No pressure, kid, but still has acne all over his face. So he's just still young kids, but a tremendous talent. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him play live here Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. Well, it's the first of 2 against Phil Housley, and the Sabres will see if the Wild can get things started with a win and 2 more points as they look to continue climbing up the ranks in the Central Division standings. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. For Wes Walz, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us tonight on Wild Breakaway.